Long distance marriage will either build you or break you. I used to be the person that's like, how do people do long distance relationships? What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's me, Erica, one half of the M Empire, and I'm here to answer a question that I've got. I don't know how I don't know how many times I've got this question, but I'm here to answer it. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it raw. I'm going to keep it 100. So the questions I've got so many times was, how did you do it? How do you do it? And when I tell you it's nothing but faith, God, prayer, and trusting my husband. I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, it was easy, like cool. No, it was the furthest thing from easy. And I think it's a little bit harder because you're not together, you don't see your partner every day, and you're gonna have disagreements. I'm telling you, those disagreements, we don't use the word arguing or fighting, we say disagreements. One of the hardest things was having disagreements because you're not there with each other. Like, it was hard, but because we both knew that, okay, we're not together, we're not seeing each other on a daily basis, disagreements felt more than they needed to be, because like, why are we arguing about this simple petty thing? But I think it was the stress of not seeing each other, not being with each other every day. And it's just like a buildup. You know what I mean? Like, you know how sometimes like you let things build up and then you fire off? Which is not a good thing. And the crazy thing is we communicate. We have excellent communication. Like, we communicate really well. Now when we have a disagreement, it's like, okay, it's nothing. Like, all right, 2 minutes later, like, we back at it. But we learned to communicate better. And as we went on, our communication got stronger and stronger and stronger. So I'm really glad for that. That is one thing, that is like the key thing I would say, communication. And you two have to have a bond where like, okay, nothing is gonna come between us, not even this stupid little disagreement. Another part that was hard for me was when we were going through the immigration process. I'm not gonna lie, because I was checking that thing like clockwork. I know that website was tired of me, because I'm like, okay, like, what is going on? Why is it taking so long? But one thing I learned, like I said in the last video, immigration has their own timeline. So y'all just gonna have to chill and just go through the process. So what really kept me going, I'm speaking from a wife's perspective, is like constantly seeing him. Like, we were always on the phone, always talking, always on video call, always, like, constantly. So we we slept on the phone every night. We slept on the phone. So we were like, we didn't have a chance to feel disconnected. So I've always felt connected to him, and that to me is very important. Having that open line of communication, always talking, you know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to control someone, but it's just y'all have such a great strong bond that, you know, like, okay, I know where he is at all times, I know what he's doing or whatever. And that's a red flag to me. If I only talk to you at night, or, you ladies, y'all know what I mean, those type of things, I call your phone, you're not answering all day. Nope. And I can honestly say that's one issue that I never had. So that really helped me to get through, because at the end of the day, we're human. And when it comes to the person that we love, we want to be, listen, I want to be in your skin, okay? And that's how we are, in each other's skin. So that really helped along the way. Also, prayer. We prayed together. We did all those things together. We made goals, mapped out everything, how we're going to do everything. We like literally planned our life. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, those things really keep you going. And also, I trusted him. That was the biggest thing. I trusted him. I let him know straight up and down, you do anything, I find out anything, we done. Like, you have to set your rules. You know what I mean? Set your boundaries. Listen, I'm the boundary queen. I set boundaries with everyone, okay? So I let him know, you play any game, that's it. Because one thing about it, I know my word. Hello? I'm not an insecure woman. I'm a very confident woman. I know my worth and I know who I am. So I'm not the type of woman that just sit and accept anything and I don't, personally, I don't rock like that. Never have and never will. I treat myself with the utmost respect, with the utmost love, and that is all I'm going to accept, honey. Nothing less. So I set my boundaries from the beginning and my rules and my expectations. He set his, so we both already know what is expected out of the both of us. And the rules still apply. Okay? Clock it. When he migrated, I'm going to say I didn't really have a big expectation of like what would happen, because I think we were already solid enough to where things would stay the same. You know, nothing will really change. And that's just how it's been. Like, we've gotten stronger as far as communication, living together. Like, people always say, oh, you know, it's different than being long distance, than being, you know, living with each other. And that's true. But I would say for us, we basically keep the same routine. It's just that him being here is, you know, different because now it's shared space. And I'm a type A personality. Like, I think it's type A personality, where I like things done this way, that way, this way, and that way. And you know, ladies, men are not like that. Like, they have their own way. So one thing I'm learning, which is a good thing, I think, is to let him do things how he does things. And just learn to deal with it. Unless it's something like extreme, and nothing has been extreme to where, like, okay, put this here and not there, like, you know, those type of things. And we're both learning to just let each other do things how we do things. And if something needs to be corrected or addressed, then we'll do that in a proper way. But other than that, everything has been pretty much the same. So all of those things help me as a woman, as a wife, get through being in a long distance marriage. Knowing who you are, loving yourself, being secure in yourself with who you are. Like, you got to know you're that girl. You're the best woman for your man. There is no other woman for him. So you have to carry yourself in that way, because who better than me for you? So what I will say, long distance is not easy. It is not easy, especially if there's like communication issues, disagreements, trust issues. All those things contribute to relationships. And that's not only in long distance, that's any relationship. But long distance, I think it amplifies it because you're not there with your person, but you have to trust your partner. I can't stress that enough. Because if I didn't trust him, we wouldn't be together. Point blank, period. It doesn't make sense to be with somebody that you don't trust, or that you can't communicate with, and that you can't express your feelings if you feel in some type of way. Women, you know, we get in our mood, we get in our feelings. And then when I got like that, he understood, like, okay, like, you know, all right, babe, like, because, you know, we're women and we're just emotional. Sorry, ladies, but that's the truth. We are not logical sometimes, but we're emotional. You know, we get emotional. You know, we want this and that, and, you know, so that's what I would say. But for me, long distance was good. Like, I didn't have a huge issue. I will say, like, I didn't have a huge issue, like, with being in a long distance relationship. To be honest, I never thought I would be in a long distance or found myself in a long distance. But trust, communication, truly respecting and loving each other for who you are. Love each other for who you are. You just got to know, all right, that's my man. That's just how he is. I'm going to stick beside him. And you have to know, that's my girl. That's how she is. But I'm going to stick beside her. Stay tuned for part 2. Hubby is coming with his part of how he survived being in a long distance relationship from a husband's perspective. You do not want to miss it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so when we drop a video, you'll be the first to get it.